So let's talk about a name that's basically a synonym for speed, for luxury, for pure prestige, Enzo Ferrari. But look, this is way more than just a story about fast cars. It's a story of how some truly devastating rejection and personal tragedy actually forged one of the most powerful brands on the entire planet. And it was all driven by one man's singular, absolutely uncompromising vision.
And you've got to start with this quote, right? Because it tells you everything you need to know about the man. For Enzo Ferrari, it was never ever about luxury or comfort or even about building a big car company. It was about one thing and one thing only: the raw, unfiltered pursuit of performance on the racetrack. Everything else, that was just a way to pay for his racing habit.
Okay, so to really get the legend, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Because before the famous prancing horse logo and that iconic red paint, there was just a man being shaped by some pretty profound loss and struggle. And I mean, his world just completely flipped upside down, and fast. He was born into a modest family, found his life's passion for racing when he was just 10 years old, but then, by 1916, his entire world had been shattered. The flu epidemic took his father and his brother, the family business completely collapsed, and just 2 years after that, he's coming home from World War I with absolutely nothing to his name.
So what do? You're desperate for work, and you want to be close to the one thing you love. So he went straight to the top. He applied for a job at Fiat, the absolute giant of the Italian car world, just hoping to get a foot in the door.
And they turned him away. He was so completely crushed by this rejection that the story goes he sat down on a park bench in the city of Turin and just cried. That moment, that one moment of just pure failure, well, that became the rocket fuel for an ambition that would literally change the world. So, after that gut punch of a rejection, Enzo had to find another way in. And as he did, he started to realize something really important about himself. His greatest talent wasn't actually behind the wheel of a car. It was in building the machine itself.
You see, he got a job as a test driver and eventually even a racing driver for Alfa Romeo. But he quickly figured out, hey, I'm okay at this, but I'm not one of the greats. His true genius, his exceptional talent, was in organizing the team and understanding the engineering, in leading people. He was a master strategist, not a star driver.
So what does he do? He leans into that strength big time. In 1929, he founded Scuderia Ferrari, which basically means Ferrari stable. And this is so important. It wasn't a car company yet. It was a racing team he created to manage Alfa Romeo's racing efforts. This is how he built his reputation as a master of motorsport, long before he ever built a car with his own name on it.
So, wait a minute. If his big passion was just racing, why on earth did he start building road cars for people to buy? Well, the answer, believe it or not, comes from another really dark time: World War II.
Just when he's about to go out on his own, bam! The war stops everything in its tracks. Then, to make things worse, his workshop gets bombed into rubble by the Allies. But Enzo, he just refused to quit. He packed up, moved to a small town called Maranello, rebuilt everything, and in 1947, literally rising from the ashes of the war, the very first car to ever bear the Ferrari name was born, the 125S.
And get this, it wasn't just some car he cobbled together. It was a winner, right out of the gate. Incredibly, within 2 weeks of its creation, the Ferrari 125S won its first race. Think about that. 2 weeks! This instantly cemented the brand's reputation for pure engineering genius. It was all the proof he needed that his vision was real.
And that first win, that's where the light bulb really went off for Enzo. It set the stage for his entire business philosophy. He realized, wait, I don't need to sell 1 million cars. I just need to sell a few incredible cars to the right people. And the key to making them want it? Winning.
It all came down to this one simple, brilliant idea: win on Sunday, sell on Monday. Every single victory on the racetrack was the most powerful marketing tool in the world. It translated directly into insane demand for his road cars. And for Enzo, that was the entire point. The road cars were just a bank. That's it. A bank to fund his real love, his obsession, racing.
Enzo's personality, it was, let's say, difficult. And it actually created one of his biggest rivals by accident. The legend goes that a wealthy tractor maker, a guy named Ferruccio Lamborghini, came to complain about the clutch in his Ferrari. Enzo, who was deeply insulted, basically told him to get lost with this legendary line. And that insult drove Lamborghini to start his own car company purely out of spite. And a legendary rivalry was born, all because of a busted clutch and a massive ego.
So this all boils down to what you could call the Ferrari formula, right? Step 1, build amazing road cars, but only to pay the bills for the racing team. Step 2, keep production so low it's almost impossible to get one. This guarantees exclusivity. He would literally handpick his customers, turning people away just to make the brand even more desirable. For Enzo, the prestige of the brand was absolutely everything.
So you take all of this, the tragedy, the rejection, that laser-like focus, the brilliant strategy, you mix it all together, and what do you get? You get the legacy of an absolute legend. Okay, check this out. This number says it all. Today, Ferrari makes only about 13,000 cars a year. Now, to put that in perspective, a company like Toyota makes that many cars probably before lunch on a Monday. This scarcity isn't an accident. It's the whole point. It's baked right into the brand's DNA.
And the result of all this? Get ready for this. According to brand value experts, Ferrari is consistently ranked as the world's strongest brand. We're not just talking about car brands, we're talking stronger than giants like Apple and Google in terms of the loyalty and passion it inspires. That is the incredible power of Enzo's vision.
So, what are the big takeaways from all this? What can we learn from Enzo's story? Well, he shows us that failure and tragedy, they don't have to be the end of the road. He turned every single setback into fuel. He proved that when you combine that burning passion with some serious discipline and a crystal clear vision, you can build something that is truly timeless.
And that leaves us with one last, kind of provocative thought. When you look at Enzo's life, the poverty, the loss, the constant rejections that defined his every step, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is that kind of intense struggle the only real path to true, legendary greatness?